The right side, Robbie Scott and Tom Wharton will be the two defensemen. And Dave Evans and Mike St. Louis, the officials. The puck is dropped, controlled by Tommy Dion. Ahead to Wiley. Wiley has it poked away by Reagan, and the puck comes back to DeRushy. Outside, DeRushy over skates. Reagan knocks off the puck, and it comes right back to Tommy Dion, who dumps it ahead for McQuaig. Intercepted. Wiley gets it back on the interception behind the net. The puck whistled around the boards. After it, there's LaBelle. He's taken out of the play by DeRushy. The puck comes free behind the net. Reagan trying to feed it ahead to Scott Denicourt. Stolen by Dion to DeRushy to McQuaig right in front, and they couldn't get the shot off. Good opportunity. Reagan comes out. The puck hits him in the back. Tommy Dion picks it up. Circles in his own end. Dion headman to Wiley. Wiley breaks across the blue line. The big slapper knocked down in front, and Tommy Wharton picks it up in the corner right side. Trying to poke it ahead. DeRushy intercepts. Starts in on the right side, trying to take it into the corner. Here's DeRushy. Dropping it back to the point to Bobby Page. Page takes a whack at it. It's taken away from him by Chad Emerson out to center ice. McLean ahead to Northrup. Northrup's big slapper goes in behind the net. Tommy Wharton there trying to feed it ahead. And Emerson dumps it all the way down the ice. That probably will go for an icing call right there.
Well, so far Massena doing well with their forechecking, keeping that puck in the Massena end. That first group of DeRushy, McQuaig, and Wiley keeping it there. Now that second line of Massena out there will be Richards, Northrup, and Dowd.
And it's going to be Denicourt's line out there. That's Rich Denicourt, Dan Carey, and Chad Emerson for Massena. Face off right side is Scott LeGrand. And apparently official Dave Evans is not happy with the way they're set up, so he'll move some people around, and we're going to get this face-off off eventually. No score in the hockey game, just underway, off the draw. Comes back to Page at the point, whacks it in the corner. Here's Buffy Richards right in front, deflected right on. The rebound, cleared back to the point, kept in by McLean. Good opportunity for Massena. Now they move it around. Carey comes up with it. His headman pass goes to Richie Denicourt. Denicourt dumps it in the Massena end. Stopped by Jeffrey, leaves it behind the net. After it is Emerson. Emerson taken out of the play. Northrup to Richards. Richards, long headman pass, gets by everybody. Corey Barney bangs it to the Massena blue line. Here comes Reagan. Dion steals and feeds it back to center ice. Timmy Dowd with it now. Headman goes to Dion. Dion, nice play. Gets by the check. Takes it right in front. Tries to center. A good defensive play by Wharton to break it up. Here's Dion centering again right across the goal mouth. Nobody home for Massena. Northrup takes a whack at it, dumps it in the corner. Back to pick it up is Corey Barney for Potsdam. Barney with a puck now. Starts out. Headman pass goes off Denicourt's stick. That'll be an icing anyway because he was well behind the red line when he deflected it. And the faceoff will move back in the Stoner zone again. We're down at 12:54 left in the first period. No score in the hockey game. A couple of saves, though, for Potsdam's goalie, Scott LeGrand. Faceoff will be to LeGrand's left. Dave Romeo's line out there. They had a great game against Canton. Comes to Dion. Dion across. Over to Frigo. Frigo winds. The shot of bouncer goes behind the net. Now after it is Hurlbut. Hurlbut is poke checked out of there by Scott Denicourt. The puck comes free. It moves up to the blue line, kept in by Hurlbut. Hurlbut trying to center right in front, Hart, and it jumps over his stick. And the puck goes into the corner where it's picked up there by Kip LaBelle. LaBelle in behind the net. Taken out of the play. The puck picked up there by Scott Denicourt. Denicourt now moving out. Here comes Denicourt down the right wing side. Crosses the blue line. A big slapper deflected up into the mesh over the glass behind the Massena net, and we'll have a face-off.
I think that third line taken up just where they left off the other night, Jerry, playing real well. And they were against that first line here on that.
That's right.
On that shift. I say Hart would have been in there all alone, but he missed the pass. He was right in the slot all alone.
Denicourt's line out there for Potsdam now against the McQuaig line from Massena. Chilton with a puck in his own end now. Off the boards to Wiley. Wiley trying to kick it ahead. The puck comes free. It's picked up by Denicourt. He circles right back in the zone. He's taken out of the play, and McLean pokes it into the corner. McQuaig feeding it ahead for DeRushy. DeRushy steps by one check, by two. Feeding for Wiley. Goes off Wiley's stick. Picked up by Warden. That's Mike Warden. McQuaig follows. Here's McQuaig in the slot. The shot, the save. McQuaig the rebound. Shoots again the save. DeRushy has it poke checked away. Trying to get it back in the face-off circle. He's upended. The puck still bouncing around. McQuaig gets a whack at it. Feeds it into the corner. Back there is Corey Barney. Trying to whistle it around the boards. Comes to Robbie Chilton. Chilton dumps it back into the corner again. Goes behind the net. Chris Wiley. Here's Wiley with it in the corner. Steps by a check. Wiley trying to center. Hits the side of the net. DeRushy shoots. And the save made by LeGrand. The puck dumped down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Potsdam. Some good pressure by Massena.
Again, good pressure by Massena. That's first line out there, directing McQuaig and Wiley doing a good job keeping that puck in the Potsdam zone, getting 2 or 3 shots on Scott LeGrand. Potsdam unable to get a shot on Greg Jeffries, who is in the net for Massena today.
Buffy Richards' line comes out now against the Ron Reagan line. Face-off right side of LeGrand. Somebody moved on a face-off. The whistle blows, and they'll do it all over again. 11:25 left, first period, no score. Off the draw, the puck bouncing in the face-off circle. It's controlled by the Stoners. That's Tommy Wharton out to center ice. Dion intercepts, dumps it right back in the Potsdam zone. Robbie Scott after it, behind the net, trying to feed it ahead, intercepted by Buffy Richards. He's upended. The puck goes free, picked up by Wharton, back to center ice. Bobby Page there, has it poke checked away. Now Dion gets a whack at it. It's dumped in the zone. Here's an opportunity for Potsdam. And taken out of the play was the rushing forward, Scott Denicart. The puck goes into the corner, and it's tied up there. We'll have a face-off. That was Potsdam's first real good opportunity in the game, but Denicart couldn't quite catch up with the puck, and he was taken out of the play. No score in the hockey game, 10:55 left in the first period. Potsdam sending out a new contingent. That'll be the Robbie Boak line, both Dan Adams and Brian Theobald.
First time they've been out there. That's their third line.
And we're going to see the Massena third line as well. Dave Romeo coming out with Matt Hart and Kenny Hurlbut. Mike Warden will be at one point along with Corey Varney for Potsdam. And for Massena, Bob Page out there and Tommy Dion. Off the face-off, Dion picks it up behind the net, stops. Looking for some skating room, starts out right side. Long headman pass off Romeo's stick, dumped right back to the Massena blue line. That's Frigo out there, not Page, and he's got the puck. Frigo at his own blue line, looking to move it ahead. Nobody picks him up. Finally, he dumps it in the Potsdam zone. That's intercepted by Dan Adams. He has it poke checked away. Hart gets a piece of it, taken away from him by Varney. He tries to poke it. Frigo gets a whack at it. Now he gets the puck. Lee Frigo over to Tommy Dion. Dion, headman pass. Dave Romeo crosses the blue line. Romeo's shot is gloved by LeGrand. He holds on. Dave Romeo with a quick wrist shot. A little bit high, though.
A little bit high. He had that glove right there. Scott LeGrand had that left-handed catching glove right there. Picked it off, forcing the face-off in the Potsdam zone. No score. 10:20 to go, first period.
Stoners are going to make another change here as the Rich Denicort line comes out there. And Massena will counter with a Bill McQuaig line. Face-off Potsdam zone, left side of goaltender Scott LeGrand. Off the face, the puck in the corner. Robbie Scott with it. Scott around behind the net, tries to whistle it in. Chilton pinches in, picks up the puck, now feeds it ahead. Wiley through the crease, gets a shot off, but it's knocked down by the defense. Good defensive play by Robbie Scott. Scott now dumping it over to Tommy Wharton on the other side. Wharton being hammered into the boards by DeRushy. The puck comes free to Chilton at the point. He gets a quick shot off, and the save made, and up into the mesh again. LeGrand, another save.
Again, Massena doing a good forechecking job. Potsdam having all kind of problems getting out of their own end.
Face-off will come to the right stop, make that the left side of LeGrand. We're down to 9:58 in the first period. No score in the hockey game. Buffy Richards' line comes back out from Massena, and we're going to see the Rich Denicort line. No, check that. Ron Reagan's line coming out. Reagan out there with Scott Denicort and Kip LaBelle. Now Massena will make a change and counter with the McQuaig line.
Little game of checkers between Massena coach and Potsdam coach here, trying to match lines.
McQuaig will face off against Ron Reagan. Little movement on the face-off. Now they drop it. And McQuaig gets it off the draw, has it poke checked away Reagan. Reagan for Potsdam. Trying to feed it ahead. Nice feed to Denicort. Breaking in wide. The short side shot is high over the net. Puck whistles to DeRushy. DeRushy skates behind his own net. Drops it for McLean. McLean out the other side. We have a whistle. And we're going to have a tripping call. And I think that's going to go against Mark DeRushy. That is the call. Right. Tripping against Mark DeRushy. So Potsdam will get the first power play opportunity in the hockey game. DeRushy called for tripping. So we're going to see Reagan out there, I'm sure, along with Rich Denicort and Chad Emerson, Scott Denicort, and Corey Varney. So they got all the guns out there on the power play.
This first power play of the afternoon. There's the first penalty. Mark Durucci, minute and a half for tripping.
Richards and Northrup will be the penalty killers. And it'll be Dion and McLean. Here's a shot from the point, deflected. Oh, just wide, and I mean just wide. The puck side of the net. Dion feeds it behind the net, has it poke checked away. Now goes after it in the corner, slides on top of it, and the puck is tied up. And we'll have another face-off in the Massena zone. So Potsdam with a real good opportunity right off the bat on this power play. No score, 1:17 left in the man advantage for Potsdam. The puck will move outside. They'll face it off outside. Apparently Potsdam is the team that tied it up. Buffy Richards will face against Ronnie Reagan. Off the draw, the puck all the way back in the Potsdam zone. Richie Denicourt back for it. He's got it. Richie starts out now for Potsdam. Headman pass goes to Emerson. Too far, picked up, dumped to the blue line, and back down into the Potsdam zone. 1 minute left in the power play. Now Corey Varney with it for the Stoners. Varney's headman to Denicourt on the wing. He pokes it into the Massena zone. Buffy Richards trying to chase it down in the corner. Richards now has it stolen away. Reagan goes back to the point to Denicourt. Denicourt, his pass intercepted by Northrup. Now the puck goes free all the way back to Emerson. Shot wide. The rebound, Reagan. Short side. They jam and score. Potsdam goes ahead 1-0. I think Denicourt's going to get that goal.
I think Denicourt was right in front. I think after the rebound, he was right there on the doorstep of the Massena net and put it home. That'll be Potsdam power play goal. I think Denicourt will get the goal. Probably Reagan will get one assist.
And I think also Chad Emerson will pick up an assist as well. So Potsdam goes on top here. After a lot of Massena pressure early in the game, Potsdam a power play. They took advantage of it. And it's a 1-0 Sandstoner lead here in the first period. Yeah, Richie Denicourt got the goal. Chad Emerson and Reagan. Page out there with Dion. Headman pass goes to Billy McQuaig. He crosses the blue line, taken out of the play. Puck kept in by Durucci. Durucci dumps to an open wing, goes in the corner. After it there is Warden. Warden trying to feed it ahead, taken away from him. Durucci trying to throw a check. Now he picks up the puck. Durucci in behind the net, taken out of the play by Boak. Now Scott with it, taken out of the play. The puck bouncing in the corner. They all jam for it, and the puck dumped down the length of the ice, but it's not going to go far enough for icing, or is it? No, it's not. Bobby Page picks it up in behind his own cage. Page feeding Dion. Dion starts out for the Raiders. Long headman pass. Hits Wiley, drops to McQuaig. McQuaig crosses the blue line. He drops for Wiley. Wiley's shot just wide. Puck whistles around the boards. Page pinches in, feeds it, or tries to into the corner. It goes. Tommy Warden after it again. Warden feeding over on the other side for Robbie Scott. Scott can't get it out. Dion keeps it in. Scott follows up and clears it to center ice. In fact, it slides all the way back in the Massena zone. Wiley being forechecked by Emerson. Feeds it over to Page. Back around to the other side. Tommy Dion. There's Dion circling. He's taken out of the play. The puck comes free behind the net. They jam at it, but Bill McQuaig steps in to break up the play. Here comes Massena with a 3-on-2. Headman goes to Durucci. He crosses. Durucci takes the shot, to save by LeGrand. 1-0. Potsdam leads. 7:28 left to play here. First period. Face off Potsdam zone to the right side. Ron Reagan's line back out there. And we're going to see the Dave Romeo line out there from Massena.
Potsdam going pretty much with two lines today, Jerry, although Stan Morris throwing his three lines against Potsdam.
Off the draw, the puck comes in behind the net. Corey Varney with it in his own zone now over on the other side of Mike Warden. Warden trying to feed it ahead. Hart steps in, intercepts the pass into the corner. Denicourt takes him out of the play. The puck comes to Reagan behind the net, over to LaBelle in the corner. LaBelle now steps by a check, takes it back other side, starts out left side of his goalie. Headman pass goes to Denicourt. That's Scotty Denicourt. He's going to shoot from center ice. Jeffrey gloves it, leaves it. Right in front, it goes high over the net, but Jeffrey gloved it again going through. And the face-off will come in the Massena zone as he held on that time. 7:03 left to play here. Period number 1, 1-0 Potsdam. Massena making another line change, as both teams will actually. Buffy Richards line out for Potsdam, or for Massena rather, and it's going to be the Rob Boak line, the third line out there for Potsdam. Face off right side of Jeffrey, off the draw. The puck into the corner. Boak after it, trying to feed it up along the boards, intercepted. Here comes Northrup breaking. Scotty Northrup takes it right down the middle. He's upended at the blue line. The puck poked away. Chilton has to feed it back as Massena waits for Wings to get onside. Now the puck comes to Dion. Dion's headman pass intercepted, comes up into the scorer's table, and we'll have a face-off right at the red line. 6:42 left, first period. Potsdam leads it 1-0 on a power play goal. Goal scored by Richie Denicourt. Now Potsdam will make a line change as Denicourt's line comes back out there. That's Rich Denicourt. Dan Carey on the left wing, Chad Emerson on the right wing. Off the face, the puck in the Massena zone. Robbie Chilton's headman pass is intercepted. Denicourt dumps it right back in the zone, but he had a wing offside, so we'll do it all over again, just outside the Massena zone. 6:37 left to play first period. 1-0 Potsdam. We're in the first period of this championship game in Division I, Northern Athletic Conference High School Hockey. It appears that both teams, no matter what the outcome is, will be going on in state competition. We'll talk more about that between periods. Off the face-off, the puck gets by Chilton, poked away by Emerson. Denicourt in the corner after it. Denicourt now trying to center it, goes by. Warden gets it back of the point into the corner. He goes with it. Now it's Bill McQuaig. Feeding it ahead for Chris Wiley. Wiley upended. McQuaig pokes it, can't get it out. Denicourt keeps it in and feeds it deep behind the Massena net again. Robbie Chilton with it. Chilton's headman pass goes off a leg, but Dion follows, trying to feed it ahead. Warden intercepts. Now DeRushy can't control. Emerson to Carey. Carey's pass intercepted by Dion. Dion feeds it ahead. Warden picks it up, dumps it right back in the Potsdam zone. Chilton with it behind the net. Feeding it around for Dion. He breaks out. Long headman pass to Wiley, right wing. Wiley gets by one, gets by another. Same guy, actually. And the puck comes free along the boards. McQuaig trying to tie it up. Wiley comes in to help out. They jam and force the face-off with 5:47 left to go in the first period. And it's still 1-0 for Potsdam. Massena makes nothing. 1-0 our score for Potsdam after one period of play. Broadcast this afternoon being brought to you by Northern Insuring, 34 Glen Street, Massena. McQuaig out there to face off against Reagan. 1-0 Potsdam. We're ready for the drop of the puck to start period number 2. Here's the drop. It goes to DeRushy. Drops it to Chilton over to Dion. Dion overskates, comes back for it. Being forechecked by Denicourt. Now he feeds it ahead for McQuaig. Hits DeRushy on the wing. DeRushy poke checked away. Back out to center ice. Comes back in again. But it was in by Potsdam, so no offsides call. Now back outside. McQuaig trying to tie it up. Poked away from him. And it's poke checked deep in Massena territory. Robbie Chilton back there to try and pick it up. Chilton now behind the net. Starts out with it. Had a little trouble with it. Still having a little trouble finding the handle. Now he's going to go over to Tommy Dion. Headman to McQuaig. McQuaig hits Wiley on the right wing. Wiley takes it across. He's upended. The puck comes in behind the net. Tommy Warden with it. Warden starts out now. Looks to feed it ahead. And it's out and back in again. Delay offsides, but it's cleared by Potsdam. Wiley has it now outside. And we have a whistle and a tie-up right at the red line. And the face-off will come just on the Potsdam side of the red line. We're in the first minute of play here in the second period. Potsdam with a 1-0 lead in this Division I championship game at the Appleton Arena on the campus of SLU. We do remind everybody the Midday Journal will not be heard today at its normal time. We'll try to pick up local news in memoriam and Paul Harvey news and comment as well as the weather after this game is over with. Here comes Potsdam's Chad Emerson. Dumps it across the blue line. Following in is Carey. Taken out of the play. The puck underneath Buffy Richards, and we'll have a face-off. 13:52 left to go. Period number 2. Still 1-0 for the Potsdam Sandstoners. Richards will take the face-off against Rich Denicourt. Right side of Greg Jeffrey. And the puck is dropped. Off the draw, it comes in behind the net. Richards chases it down himself, trying to feed it through to Pete McLean. McLean with it in the corner. Steps by a check. Moves it over on the other side for Bobby Page. Here's Page back around the other side. Northrup comes back for it, feeds it for McLean. McLean loses. Here's Denicourt, side of the net, trying to center it. They jam at it. The Emerson shot is saved and covered up. As Emerson got a good backhander on, and Jeffrey had to make a quick save. Massena having trouble clearing the zone.
Massena had a little trouble coming out of their own end. That's really the first trouble they've had coming out of their own end. And then when that happens, you're going to cough the puck up, which they did. Potsdam took the shot, but Greg Jeffrey in net for Massena, making the save. Face off, Massena ends.
Dave Romeo's line out there against the Robbie Boak line. 1-0 Potsdam leads here. We're in the second period early off the faceoff. Boak trying to center it, knocked down. Tommy Dion steps in, trying to pick up the puck, moves it ahead. Here's Hurlbut. Hurlbut poke checks it by a defender. It comes all the way back to Tommy Warden in his own blue line. He falls down. The puck picked up by Hurlbut. Shoot, he fired it high and wide. The rebound goes wide again, and there may have been a save that time. Massena with a beautiful chance, and they couldn't score. Potsdam's going to clear the zone. That'll be an icing call against the Sandstoners. As Massena with a golden opportunity as Warden fell down, but to no avail as Hurlbut fired it wide.
Hurlbut came in really all alone, and I don't believe he realized that he was all alone. He took the shot a little bit too quickly, and as he did, went right over the net, but it came back out. Again, Massena shot, I think it was Hart shot it, and I think it was just wide of the net. Great chance there for that Romeo line.
Again, that third line getting their opportunities. The Bill McQuaig line comes out now against Ron Reagan's line. Face off in the Potsdam zone, off the draw. The puck in behind the net, picked up by Corey Varney. Varney feeding it on the other side. DeRushy steps by a check, dumps it in the corner. Coming back is Denicourt. Denicourt being forechecked by McQuaig. Tries to get it out. He does. Frigo with it. Frigo bangs off the boards. Controlled by Reagan. Reagan stick lifted. The puck goes across the blue line. It's in some skates, and McQuaig comes back to pick it up. Here's McQuaig. Head man for DeRushy. That's intercepted by Mike Warden, who dumps it right back in the Massena end. Tommy Dion with it for the Raiders. Headman pass goes to Wiley, kept in. The puck bouncing in the corner. Here's Denicourt, centering pass, met for Kip. LaBelle goes behind him into the corner. DeRushy over to Dion. Reagan takes from him, trying to center it. Dion picks up the bouncing puck, feeds it to center ice. Back there is Varney. Varney off the boards to Carey. Carey taken out of the play. Hard check by Wiley. DeRushy picks up the puck, can't control. Varney feeds it ahead. Here comes Ronnie Reagan across the blue line. It goes to Carey. Carey can't get the shot off. Back comes McQuaig. McQuaig breaking down the right side. Steps in the zone. Oh, he's upended. Stepping off is Northrup. He pokes it in the corner, and it's back out to center ice again off a Potsdam stick. Emerson with it. Emerson has it taken away by DeRushy. DeRushy, headman pass back in the zone by Emerson. Poke checked ahead to McQuaig. Here comes Billy breaking down the right side. He's taken out of the play by Rich Denicourt, and back comes Corey Varney, who's just going to dump it deep in the Massena zone. In behind the net, Pete McLean with it. Feeding it around the boards for Tim Dowd. Dowd just pokes it. It's kept in at the point by Tom Warden. Back there in the corner. Chilton feeding it around for Richards. Richards goes back behind the net. Starts to move it out, or tries to. Richards in the corner. Hard check thrown. Here's Denicourt. Short side. Score! Richie Denicourt. And it's 2-0 Potsdam.
Well, again, Massena having problems getting out of their own end, and as happened before, Massena crossed the puck up. Denicourt picked that shot up, and I'll tell you, that was a quick wrist shot. It went to the far to the stick side, just inside the post. Massena, or Potsdam, goes ahead by a score of 2-0. That was a big goal for Potsdam.
Richie Denicourt, he's got both goals for the Sandstoners. And now Massena finds itself in a hole here. Off the face-off, the puck back in the Massena zone. Robbie Chilton, he leaves it for Hart. Hart can't control it. Back to the point. Barney shot knocked down in front. Puck comes free. Picked up by Hurlbut. Hurlbut looking for Romeo. Hits him. Not gets by him. That'll be an icing call on Massena, as Romeo couldn't quite catch up with it. So Chad Emerson picks up the assist, and it's 2-0 for Potsdam over Massena. Now the Raiders have to come back. Romeo's line against Reagan's line. Now they're going to make a change as the Boak line comes out there for Potsdam. Sandstoners leading it 2-0 now. Off the face-off, puck in behind the net. Tommy Dion with it. Dion starts to move it ahead. Hits Raleigh, tried to hit Romeo. Romeo couldn't come up with it. That'll be an icing call against Massena. And we'll go back down to the other end with 10:51. Massena a little discombobulated right now, Rich.
Well, that goal seemed to shake them up a little bit, I think. Massena all year has come out of their own end pretty well, but 2 or 3 times they've had trouble, and this last time having trouble come out of their own end, and Potsdam scored.
Off the face-off, here's a shot by Warden, gloved by Jeffrey. He holds on. Shot chest high, and Jeffrey grabbed it, held on for the save. Romeo will face again against Boak. the draw, the whistle blows. A little bit of encroachment on the other side there. Bulk again. Now we're going to have a change as the Bill McQuaig line comes out, and I imagine Potsdam will make a change as well as Rich Denicourt's line comes out. Two to nothing. Potsdam leading here. 10:48 left to go in the second period. Off the face-off, puck bouncing in the slot, and Denicourt almost came up with it again. Now McQuaig has it. McQuaig is upended, kept in at the blue line, and the puck goes in the corner. Tom Dion. Dion steps by a check, moves it out. Headman, McQuaig. McQuaig has it poke check. Wiley comes back for it. Here's Wiley in his own end. Moving it over to Chilton. Chilton can't get out. Now he throws a check. The puck comes ahead. And DeRushy steps by a check. We got a 3-on-1 for Massena. Here comes DeRushy. Centering pass. Oh, and Wiley fired it high and wide. The puck in behind the net. And it's picked up there by Robbie Scott. Back to Dion at the point. His shot in the net. And Massena makes it 2-1.
Wiley was right in front. I'm not sure. I don't think Wiley touched that puck. Dion took the shot. I'll tell you, Wiley did a good job of screening LeGrand. He was right in front of him. He never saw that puck. Massena finally goes on the scoreboard. Now it's a Potsdam 2, Massena 1. That goal will go to Dion. I'm not sure of the assist.
Probably Bill McQuaig, I think.
Right. McQuaig and DeRushy were the ones that brought it in the zone. DeRushy had thrown a nice pass over on the right side, but it was shot wide, came out all the way back to the point. Dion took the shot and was right along the ice, never left the ice.
Now they're going to give the goal to Wiley. McQuaig and Dion will pick up the assist. Well, he must have touched it on the way through, Reg. But anyway, the net result is the same. Massena's on the scoreboard. Reagan with a puck, though. He starts out for the Sandstoners. Now they've got a 3-on-2. Here comes Reagan across the blue line. Splits the defense. Right in front. Shoot. Oh, he fired it wide. Jeffrey may have gotten a piece on the way through. Reagan showing why he's one of the top players in the league on that play. Here comes Buffy Richards now. Headman pass comes out to center ice. Ronnie Reagan picks it up. Reagan at his own blue line, trying to drop the puck in. The puck comes free. We're going to have a penalty on Massena right there. And Massena touches the puck. And it's going to be a holding call. And who's going to get the gate? I guess Tim Dowd is, as he kind of reached over Ron Reagan to poke check the puck, and he is called for holding. So Potsdam will go on the power play, leading it 2-1 here with 9:31 left in the second period. Face-off will move back in the Massena zone to the left of goaltender Greg Jeffrey. We're going to see Reagan out there on well, wait a minute here. We're going to see Denicourt out there. Denicourt's along with Dan Carey and Chad Emerson. So we're going to see that second line. Warden and Robbie Scott will be the defensemen. And there's a little encroachment. McQuaig will be out there to try to kill it with Romeo, Pete McLean, and Tommy Dion. 9:31 left to play. Period number 2. Potsdam leading Massena 2-1. Off the face-off. Puck in right in front of the net. Jeffrey gloves it and holds on. As, again, Richie Denicourt doing a good job there. He almost had an opportunity. He's got both goals for Potsdam here this afternoon. Are we afternoon yet? Not quite. Almost. Almost. This morning. Now Reagan comes out there along with Scott Denicourt and Chad Emerson, Varney, and Denicourt. Richie will be at the points. Now Massena will send out their penalty killers, Buffy Richards and Scotty Northrup. Dion and McLean stay out there. Off the face-off, puck still in the circle. They jam at it. Reagan trying to come up with it, and it's cleared down the ice. I think Buffy Richards got that one on the backhand, dumped it down the ice. In behind the net, LeGrand leaves it. Here comes Richie Denicourt. Denicourt, headman pass, goes to Reagan. Reagan feeding it through to Scott Denicourt. Denicourt has it poked away. It goes into the corner. Peter McLean with a poke check. They jam at it. Emerson slides it. It goes to Reagan in the corner. A minute left in the power play. Reagan centering right in front. Jeffrey gets a piece. Northrup golfs it. Back to the blue line. Kept in by Denicourt. His shot goes wide. Hits the side of the net. Pete McLean looking for the hole. Can't get it out of there. Denicourt keeps it in. Trying to slide it through. Here's Reagan centering pass. The quick shot just wide. Big save. The rebound. Side of the net. Emerson. And the puck in behind the net. Emerson's got it again. He tries to wrap around. Shoots. And Jeffrey makes the save. Whoa.
Jeffrey hung in on that near side. As Potsdam Emerson came around the net, tried to poke it in, but I'll tell you, Jeffrey was real tight. He was almost glued to that post, I think. He said, no way, you're going to get it in between me and the post. Jeffrey made a big save on that. Potsdam still on the power play, 40 seconds to go in the penalty to Tim Dowd. Face-off still in the Massena zone.
Potsdam power play has been powerful, to say the least.
They look good in the power play. They control that puck, get the shots.
Reagan will face it off against Richards. 40 seconds in the power play. Back to Richie Denicourt. He dumps it in the corner. Scott Denicourt centering right in front. Jeffrey gets a piece of it. Bobby Page picks it up. Bangs it off the boards. Northrup can't control. Varney dumps it in the corner. Here's Reagan. Reagan has it taken away by Dion. Dion finds the hole and dumps it down the ice. And Legrand leaves it for Richie Denicourt. Denicourt bringing it in on the off wing. Stops. Poke checked away. Gets it back again. Here's Denicourt. Trying to center Reagan. Reagan goes back to Denicourt. It slides back to the blue line. Varney is going to keep it in. Varney feeds it to Emerson. Poke checked away. Northrup takes a whack at it. He can't control. Now the puck comes free, and it's picked up by Dion, who feeds it out to center ice. And the penalty is up. Tim Dowd steps out of the box. The puck comes back to the blue line and into the Potsdam zone. Varney with it. Varney head man to Emerson. Emerson to Reagan. Reagan breaking across. Reagan's shot hits the goalpost or the side of the net, one or the other. And Reagan's got it right back in the corner. Centering pass right in front, Northrup. Northrup for Massena. Kicks it ahead for Timmy Dowd. Dowd trying to move it along the boards. He clears it out to center ice and down the ice. Not far enough for icing. And we are down to 7:33, about halfway through the hockey game. Massena sending out the Romeo line now, changing on the fly. The puck comes to Frigo at center ice. He dumps it to Pete McLean. McLean steps by a check. The Boak line out for Potsdam. Over to Frigo. Frigo's headman pass. Here comes Hart across the blue one. Oh, hard check thrown by Boak, taking him out of the play. And the puck picked up around behind the net by Theobald. Puck back to the blue line. And it's dumped back into the corner by McLean. Now a hard check thrown by Hurl, but he tries to center it. And right there to poke it is Legrand with a big goalie stick into the corner. Now a hard check thrown by Romeo. Coming in is Hurlbutt, and the puck is tied up in the corner. And we'll have a face-off in the Potsdam zone with 6:57 left to go. Period number 2. Our score 2-1 for Potsdam.
Again, Massena's third line, the Romeo line, having a good shift out here. Forechecking well, keeping the puck in the Potsdam end, but as the face-off comes up, McQuaig line is sent out by Coach Stan Moore.
And I'm sure that we're going to see Denicourt's line out there.
Yeah, they're not going to leave that Boak line against the McQuaig line.
No.
Especially when the puck is in Potsdam zone.
I checked that. Reagan's line coming out.
Okay.
You knew it'd be either one or the other. Face-off left side in the Sandstoner zone. Off the draw, the puck bouncing around, and LaBelle dumps it down the ice on the backhand. That'll be an icing call against Potsdam, and we're going to bring it back and do it all over again. 6:50 left to play here in period number 2. 2-1 for Potsdam.
The power play of Potsdam is another good power play, and except for Jeffries coming up with about 3 good saves, they could have scored again. Excellent power play of Potsdam.
Massena's got to stay out of the penalty box.
They sure do.
Face off again, left side of Legrand. McQuaig against Reagan off the draw. McQuaig trying to slide it through. It's in behind the net. Cleared around the boards. Chilton steps in there. Keeps it in. Now feeds it into the corner. After it is Tommy Warden. Warden loses to Derushi. Derushi short side shot. The rebound. They jam at it, and it goes high and wide off the leg. Puck in the corner. Now back to the blue line. Tommy Dion keeps it in. Takes a whack at it. It's intercepted. Here's Denicourt. He's going to dump it down the ice again. That'll be an icing call on Potsdam.
That's about twice in a row Potsdam has almost purposely just thrown the puck down for icing, which is really a little strange. I don't think they want to start playing defensive hockey right now in the middle of the game, only leading by 1 score.
Well, I think Reagan was along the sidelines, and they may have thought they could break him, but it wasn't even really close.
It wasn't close at all.
McQuaig's line stays out there, and Potsdam's going to make a change and send out the Richie Denicourt line. And now Massena will make a change as well and send out the Buffy Richards line. Face off Potsdam zone to the left of the goaltender Scotty Legrand. 6:25 left to play. Period number 2. 2-1 for Potsdam. Great hockey game. Off the face-off. Here's a backhand shot. Doesn't get through by Northrup, and Potsdam's Denicourt breaks it out. Over to Emerson on the right wing side. Emerson right at the blue line. Puck taken right away from him, and it's kept in, though, by Varney, who feeds it in the corner. Puck in behind the net. Tommy Dion with it. Feeding it for Northrup. Northrup in the corner now. Steps back the other way. Over on the other side to Robbie Chilton. Chilton goes back to Dion. Dion, headman pass, Northrup. Northrup trying to feed Buffy Richards a little bit too far. Varney catches up with it and backhands it up into the Massena bench. Otherwise, he would add a 2-on-1.
But the face-off will be back in the Potsdam zone as Varney threw it up in the Massena bench from his own zone. So face-off the Potsdam zone. Potsdam leads 2-1 with 5:54 to go. Second period.
Denicourt will take the draw. That's Richie Denicourt, the man with the 2 goals tonight against Buffy Richards. Face-off, top of the face-off circle to the left side of goaler Scotty LeGrand. Off the draw, the puck back to the blue line out to center ice. Back with it is Bobby Page. Page feeds it over to Peter McLean. McLean goes back to Page. Page overskates it. Emerson picks it up, centers it right wide of the net. As that went off a leg, and Northrup going after it, picks it up. Northrup's checked, trying to poke it ahead. Following is McLean. He can't control it. Here's an opportunity, a shot, and gloved by Jeffrey. That shot coming off the stick of Dan Carey, and he holds on for the faceoff. Again, Massena with problems.
Problems in their own zone. The defensemen had a little bit of problem handling that puck in their own zone. It was out to center ice, and Massena, wanting to keep control of the puck, brought it back to their defensemen. But when you do that, you got to have defensemen who can control the puck. Today, Massena defensemen not controlling the puck that well.
Buffy Richards will face against Ron Reagan. Face-off in the Massena zone, right side of Greg Jeffrey. Off the face-off, the puck bouncing around Northrup. He slides it after he's checked, gets it out to center ice. Warden with it, poke checked away, down steals, he's got a breakaway. Here's down, shoots, oh, he fired it wide. Puck right in front again, it comes back to the blue line. Dion takes a whack at it, deflects, no save made. And boy, I'll tell you something, Dowd made a beautiful play to steal the puck.
Yeah, that was similar to the one, let's see, the rush that Kenny Herbert had. He was in all alone and shot it. That time, Dowd went in all alone, shot it wide that time. He might have been looking for the corner. Shot it wide, but he was in all alone. I'll tell you, it was a good effort that Dowd made on the right-hand side to beat the Potsdam defense. Went in, shot wide, and finally it came in front of the net, and Potsdam Scott LeGrand grabbed it, forcing a face-off. But a good chance there for Massena. Massena do not want to waste those chances.
No, they don't. Not in a game that's as tight as this one is.
Right.
Bill McQuaig's line comes back out. And it's going to be Denicourt's line. Richie Denicourt off the faceoff. Wiley picks it up in the faceoff circle. Poke checked away. They jam at it. And it's picked up by Emerson. Emerson feeding it ahead. That's Carey. Carey and DeRushy go together. The puck is poked into the corner, Massena zone. Tommy Dion with it. Over to Lee Frigo. Frigo in behind his own net, having trouble with it. Now he's upended. The puck comes back to Dion. Dion circles. Looks to move it out. Dion, long headman pass, goes for DeRushy. DeRushy breaking in 2-on-1 with Wiley. Here's DeRushy right in front, shoots, and he hit the side of the net. And again, Massena with a good scoring opportunity. Now the puck goes into the corner. DeRushy with it behind the net. Looking, he's triple teamed. He can't feed it to anybody. The puck cleared up into the crowd by Potsdam. And with 4:31 left to play, Massena has had some golden opportunities here.
That's the third time now that Massena has been in almost all alone, and the third time they've missed the net. The shots are not even on the net. That's DeRushy. Dow did it before, and Hobart did it before that.
Romeo's line out there now against Ron Reagan's line. 4:31 left to go in the second period. 2-1 Potsdam off the faceoff. Puck in behind the net. Sandstoners trying to get out. Massena trying to put some pressure on. Romeo gets a piece of it, feeds it in, and it's Warden with it. Tommy Warden. Over on the other side to Scott, intercepted by Hurlbut. Hurlbut just tries to tie it up in the corner. The puck taken away from him by Scott Denicourt. He has it. Headman pass, broken up by Hart. Puck goes into the corner. Now along the boards, Kip LaBelle with it. Out to center ice, intercepted by David Romeo. Romeo is upended by Denicourt. Tries to feed it ahead. He gets up, and Hart has it. Matt Hart now dumping to an open wing. It comes back to Tommy Warden at his blue line. He dumps it all the way back in the Massena zone. Icing is waved off, and Peter McLean back to pick it up. McLean's pass is deflected out in front, but he gets come back with it after Jeffrey gets it with a stick. Here's McLean. Headman to Hart. Hart can't quite catch up. It comes back to the Massena blue line. Robbie Chilton with it. Steps by a check. Chilton having a little trouble. Now he finds the handle. and dumps it deep in the Potsdam zone. In after it is Hurlbut. Massena trying to make a line change here. David Romeo can't control it. The puck comes free, and right back comes Potsdam. Racing down the ice is Danny Carey. Carey dumps in the Potsdam zone, goes in after it. Trying to center it right in front. The puck controlled by the Stoners. Back to the point. Barney misfired. And here comes David Romeo trying to break down. Barney ties him up. They both fall down. Following is Dowd. Dowd shoots. Score!
Timmy Dowd, he wasn't going to make any mistake that time. The first time he missed the net, but this time he went in all alone as Romeo made the play. Romeo and the Potsdam defenseman went down. Timmy Dowd picks it up. He made it a little deep. And really, there wasn't much room now to get that in. He put it in the backhand. It's all tied up. A great game. Massena 2, Potsdam 2 on a nice goal by Timmy Dowd. Dave Romeo will get in the sixth. And really, they really hustle on that goal.
And again, Dowd came out of nowhere that time to pick up the puck after Romeo did a good job keeping it in the zone or bringing it across. He and the defenseman both went down, and Dowd picked up the loose puck and scored. Dave Romeo picking up the assist.
Yep, only the one assist on that as Romeo brought it in the zone. He was hauled down by the Potsdam defense, and Dowd, just like you say, come out of nowhere, picked the puck up, scored. All tied, 2-2.
Here's Dion off the faceoff, dumps it in the Potsdam zone. We've got the Buffy Richards line out there. In behind the net, Potsdam trying to move it around. Stolen by Richards. In the slot, the quick shot. He fired it wide. The rebound behind the net. Dowd taken out of the play by Warden. Puck comes free. Richards, short side, hits the side of the net again. And Warden clears it into the corner. Denicourt can't get it out. Here's Dowd. We have a whistle. We're going to have a high sticking call, and I think it's going to go against Buffy Richards. Yep, that's what it is. So Massena is penalized. And Stan Moore not happy at all.
I didn't see that one, Jerry.
I didn't either.
I was looking on the far side. It happened a little bit away from the play. Stan Moore not very happy on that call, and I didn't see it at all. But that puts Potsdam on the power play again. That's the third time Massena's had a penalty, and the third time Potsdam will go on a power play. They scored on their first power play of the night. There's 2:47 left in the second period, and all tied up. Massena picking up the two last goals. Potsdam picking up the first two goals.
Coming out to try to kill it off, Northrup and McQuaig. Of course, Buffy Richards, one of the penalty killers. So he will be in the box. Off the faceoff, Richie Denicourt and Corey Barney, two defensemen. Emerson, Reagan, and Denicourt up front. That's Scott Denicourt. Tommy Dion takes a whack at it and wheels it back up to center ice. Picked up by Emerson. Emerson trying to feed it through. Northrup gets a piece of it. Now it's dumped in the Massena zone by Denicourt. Back there is Bobby Page. Page trying to whistle it around the boards. McQuaig picks it up in the corner. He looks to tie. Now he's going to kick it along the boards. Nobody wants to tie it with him. Poke checked away. It's controlled by Reagan. Reagan in behind the net now. Page Dion all over him. Now he circles around the other way. Trying to center it back in the slot. The puck pokes to the blue line. Here comes Massena. Northrup with it. Skates around a check. Here's Northrup across the blue line. Takes it in the corner. He stops. Waits. Northrup trying to center it, and it goes into the corner. Bill McQuaig will go after it with 40 seconds left in the penalty. McQuaig looks to tie, circles. Now he's kicking it along. It's taken away by Reagan. Reagan starts out for Potsdam. Reagan crosses the blue line. Centering pass goes to Emerson. Emerson has to wait. Now he gets it across. Emerson trying to go by Page. Page stays with him. Now back to the point. The shot, I think that hit the crossbar. It went off Jeffrey's glove into the crossbar.
I think off the glove and hit the top crossbar as Potsdam, of course, is on the power play. 17 seconds left in the penalty to Buffy Richards.
Faceoff will move outside the zone. And we're going to see DeRushy out there along with Romeo, McLean, and Dion. We're down to 1:34 left in the wild and woolly second period. The score is 2-2. DeRushy and Denicourt will take the faceoff. Somebody moves. We'll do it again. That ticked off 1 second on the power play time. They'll drop the puck again. Off the faceoff. Puck poke check back to the Potsdam line. Romeo trying to get by a check. Scott has it. Feeds it down in the Massena zone. That'll be an icing call against Potsdam. And with 6 seconds left, the faceoff is where Massena wants it, in the Potsdam end to the left side of goaltender Scott LeGrand.
Well, Scott had no choice on that one, playing defense for Potsdam. He had the puck, but Romeo was right on his tail, and he just wanted to get Romeo off, so he just threw it down to Massena end for an icing. Potsdam still on the power play, but now the face-off back in the Potsdam end. 6 seconds to go in the penalty.
It will be Richie Denicourt now as they go back to a regular line, taking the face-off. Off the draw, the puck comes in behind the net. Robbie Scott checked by Dowd. The puck in the corner. They both push and shove, and it finally poked free. The penalty is up, and we're back to regulation strength for both clubs. Here comes Emerson. Trying to pass it ahead. It goes off a leg back to Tommy Warden at his own blue line. He feeds it. Tommy Dion from Massena picks it up. Dion skates. Skates by a check. Here comes Dion across the blue line. Fakes, and it's poke checked away at the last minute. Potsdam can't clear the zone. Here's Timmy Dowd. Steps by a check. The shot short side. Score! Timmy Dowd gets his second. Massena goes up 3-2.
There's an unsung hero right there. I'll tell you, the guy that, that plays all the time, really never gets many goals, never gets many accolades, but I'll tell you, he picked that puck up. Tommy Dion did all the work. I will bring it in the zone, but the puck came loose. Dowd picked it up, and again for the second time, made no mistake. I think they went right through the legs of Scott LeGrand. Massena goes ahead 3-2 on the second goal by Timmy Dowd.
We're down to 51 seconds. Dowd will get it from, I imagine, Tom Dion.
Dion will get at least one assist.
Unassisted.
No way can they give that unassisted. No way.
Off the face-off. Peter McLean in his own end. Headman to McQuaig. Jumps over his stick. McQuaig gets it now. DeRushy taken across the blue line. And, McQuaig saw him falling down, and he got the shot off, but offsides will be called anyway. Bill McQuaig with a real heads-up play right there as he saw DeRushy falling over the blue line as he was upended, but it was to naught anyway. McQuaig will face it off with 43 seconds left. Off the draw. Peter McLean pokes it to DeRushy. DeRushy trying to slide it through. It's back out to center ice. Over to Dion. Dion headman to McQuaig. A puck coming through the middle. Reagan picks it up. McQuaig pokes it into the corner. After it, there is DeRushy. Throws a check. Trying to tie it up. The puck slides free. Here's McQuaig. McQuaig trying to go back to the point. They jam at it. The puck's out to center ice. McLean throws a check. Dion picks up the puck. Starts back the other way. We've got a 4-on-2 from Massena. Here's Dion dropping to McQuaig. McQuaig kicks it through. Gets a shot off. It's knocked down. With 13 seconds, Potsdam's going to come back the other way. Here comes Ronnie Reagan. In on the right side. Poke checked away nicely by Peter McLean in the corner. Reagan trying to tie it up with 4 seconds. DeRushy picks it up. Jams it back to the blue line as the buzzer sounds. And Massena comes out of the second period after trailing 2-0, leading.
In the state wrestling championship, and I'll tell you, when you talk about state, you're talking all over the state, Syracuse, Rochester area, Buffalo, and so on.
It's a lot of wrestling.
We wish Shannon DeRushy a lot of luck down there.
We're underway off the faceoff. Reagan's line against McQuaig's line. The puck comes back to the Potsdam blue line. They jam at it. Wiley steals it, takes it right in front, center DeRushy. Nice save by Denicourt. Or by LeGrand, rather. Big save by LeGrand. Puck in behind the net. Massena threatening right off the bat here. Here comes McQuaig, dumping it in the corner, comes around behind the net, picked up by Robbie Scott. Scott trying to bang it off the boards to Kip LaBelle. LaBelle pokes it in behind the net. Now it's Warden with it. Warden trying to feed it ahead. The puck's about halfway out. They jam for it there, and McQuaig keeps it in. Now the puck in the corner. Poke checked by Wiley. Scott feeds it behind the net for Warden. Warden up along the boards to LaBelle, and LaBelle feeds it to center ice. It's Reagan. Reagan trying to poke it through. It's going to come to Dion. Dion crossing in front of the net, picks it up. Headman pass. Here comes McQuaig. McQuaig behind Wiley off the boards. Wiley skates in the zone. McQuaig now pokes it, goes right on. And the puck in the face-off circle. Now it's DeRushy. Back to McLean. McLean shot deflected. Deflected wide. As I don't think LeGrand even saw that one. Now the puck in behind the net again. It's Corey Varney with it. Looks to tie it up. LaBelle comes in to help out. A whistle. Massena really exerting pressure right off the bat here.
Well, it's a good forechecking by Wiley that time. That proved that forechecking really does pay. He went in on the Potsdam defenseman, forechecked him. He coughed up the puck. As he did, Wiley came in. He sent it back to DeRushy. DeRushy took the shot, and Scott LeGrand made a big save on that shot. Massena leads 3-2 early in the third period.
Buffy Richards will face it off against Richie Denicourt. Denicourt has both Potsdam goals here. Tim Dowd with 2 for Massena. Off the face-off, Corey Varney. Varney trying to clear the zone, kept in by Dowd. The puck comes to Buffy Richards in the slot, centering pass, and the shot, that was Northrop rather, to Richards. The shot was wide. Here's Richards back to McLean at the point. He winds, his shot right on the save, kicked out right in front, and it's into the corner off Denicourt. Now Denicourt circles behind his own net. They were trying to break Reagan out of there, but Bobby Page stays in there and gets the shot. Doesn't go through. Finally, it's cleared to Carey. Carey's trying to feed Denicourt, and the puck's going to go in, and Jeffrey's going to stick it into the corner. Now the puck centered, goes all the way back to the blue line and out to center ice. Picking it up there is Tommy Warden. Warden drops it over to Mike Warden, who dumps it. We got both Wardens out there playing defense now, and I think that'll be an icing call against Potsdam.
As Warden threw that puck in, he was on his own side of the center red line, so Potsdam call for icing. The face-off back in the Potsdam zone. See, Stan Moore sends out which line?
Romeo.
Romeo line out there. First time here in the third period.
They've played well here tonight.
Yeah, they really have.
They continue to play well, and of course that's a bonus.
Oh, that's a bonus. When you get that third line, not only playing well, but getting scoring opportunities, that's a real bonus.
Romeo will face it off against, I think that's Boak's line out there for Potsdam. Face off left side in the Stoner zone. They're still waiting. Now they drop it. Puck comes right in front. Hurlbut trying to get a shot off short side. The save, the rebound, poked. Another big save by Legrand. Puck back to the point. Frigo waits, takes a whack at it, poked away, and it slides to center ice. Tommy Dion picks it up. Dion circles into his own zone, looking to move it around. Headman pass goes off Romeo's stick. Back out to center ice. It goes off a defenseman. Now Dion has it from Frigo. Back to Frigo. Frigo feeding it on the wing. Hurlbut, or Hart rather, can't get a handle. Now the puck picked up by Romeo. Drops it back. Dion back to Romeo. Romeo steps by a check. A little bit too far. It's out to center ice. Back in again. Kept in by Hurlbut. Hurlbut gets a stick on it. And the puck cleared back to center ice again by Warden. Now Dion with it. Headman to Hart. Hart crosses the blue line. Fires it. It goes just wide into the corner. After it there, Robbie Scott. Scott can't clear. Hurlbut to Romeo. Romeo trying to get a shot off. Dion keeps it in. Feeds it over to Garashi. Garashi steps by a check, slides it through. They jam at it, and Potsdam clears it to center ice again. Potsdam and Massena both making a line change. Dion steps across the blue line, trying to whistle through. It's upended, and McQuaig has it poke checked away as he tried to follow it up. Now Massena's going to take it back in their own zone. Robbie Chilton with it. Chilton goes around the boards up to Garashi. Garashi skates back, trying to feed it behind the net, taken away by LaBelle. LaBelle steps by a check, centers right in front. Oh, Denicourt had a big chance, couldn't find the handle. LaBelle hits the side of the net. Picked up by Dion. Dion trying to tie it. The puck slides free, and it's poke check, bouncing around right in front. They shot, they score!
No goal, it was a hand pass.
Oh, a hand pass, okay.
Right. I tell you, Mike St. Louis right there on the line, and it was with two Potsdam men in front. The puck came up. The Potsdam player hit it down. It was hitting the net, but Mike St. Louis right on that line. Referee St. Louis said, no, you can't do that. And there was no doubt about that, but the puck was in the net, but there was no goal. It's a break for Massena.
That was Reagan that would have had the goal.
Yep, no goal. Good call by the referee.
3-2. Massena holds on to a lead. Potsdam making some noise there. Richards line now, facing it off against, Reagan line. Off the draw, the puck comes in behind the net. Here comes McLean, feeding it around for Northrup. Northrup trying to move it up along the boards. They jam at it. Richards gets it out to center ice. Taken off his stick by Reagan. Back to the Massena blue line. Chilton feeding it ahead. Richards picks it up. Off Barney's stick. Here's Richards stopping in the corner, looking for somebody to pass it to. Now he is upended. I think he fell by himself. Looks to tie it up. The puck comes free. Dowd has it behind the net. Here's Timmy Dowd. Back to the point it goes. Robbie Chilton, the big slapper, deflected right on, and Legrand makes the save. Now the puck in the corner. They jam at it. The puck's still free. Finally, it's tied up, and we'll have a face-off this time in the Potsdam zone. We're down to 10:44 left in the third period. Massena leading 3-2.
Only that scant 3-2 lead, and Potsdam almost tied it up. Reagan scored, but as he did, it was off a hand pass, so
you didn't see any.
It was waved off. No, there was no doubt about that.
No argument.
No argument on that at all.
Romeo's line right back out there. Again, a little encroachment on the face-off. Denicourt's line, that's Richie Denicourt for the Sandstoners. 3-2, Massena leading here by the slimmest of margins. Off the face-off, puck in behind the net. Tommy Warden with it. Feeding it over on the other side for Dan Carey. Carey for Potsdam. Hart trying to poke check it. Puck comes back to Dion at the blue line. He feeds it into the corner. After it there is Hart. He's going to look to tie it up. Taken out of the play. Hurlbut comes in there. Kicks it ahead. And I guess they blew it dead before the puck was kicked ahead.
The puck really wasn't tied up, but I think referee Dave Evans, lost sight of the puck, so he blew the whistle. Face-off in the Potsdam end to the left. So goalie Scott LeGrand.
Richie Denicourt's line stays out there. He'll face off against Romeo. Face off left side. Off the draw. Puck in behind the net. Robbie Scott with it. Around the boards to Emerson. Emerson. Here comes Denicourt. Denicourt across the blue line. Feeds it in the corner. Danny Carey going after it. Carey taken out of the play. The puck comes to Denicourt. They jam. Side of the net. Jeffrey trying to tie it up. It goes in the net.
Jeffrey missed that puck. It came from behind the goal line, and Jeffrey tried to stop the puck right under his stick, right between his legs. It just trickled in. Potsdam ties it up. It's all tied. 3-3, 10:09 to go.
I don't know who's going to get credit for it, but now Massena again in a situation where they've got to get the next goal.
Yeah, that goal was a big goal right there. If Massena had scored, put it ahead 2-1. Now it's all tied. 3-3.
Off the face-off. Reagan's line against McQuaig's line. Carey gets credit for the goal. Unassisted. Frigo with it. Feeding DeRushy. DeRushy can't control. Varney's shot. Goes in behind the net. Here's Frigo again. Frigo around the boards. For Wiley, stolen by Reagan, trying to center it. McQuaig is there to start out. Here comes Billy McQuaig now. Feeding it for Wiley. Wiley into the corner now. Trying to center right in front, and it's picked up by Reagan. Reagan passes it off the boards to himself, and the puck comes free. Lee Frigo picks it up, feeding Wiley. Wiley to McQuaig. McQuaig has it taken away by Reagan. Puck steered into the corner. McQuaig goes after it. Trying to center. Wiley. Wiley behind the net now. Emerson has it. As Potsdam making a change, the puck slides free. Here comes Reagan, trying to move it out of his own end. Ronnie Reagan with the puck. Dumps it ahead for Carey. Carey just slides it into the Massena zone. Back there is Peter McLean. McLean for Wiley. Around the boards it goes. Ahead it goes to McQuaig out to center ice. He pokes it past Scott. McQuaig trying to get up. They jam at it. The puck slides in the Potsdam zone. Tommy Warden with it. Warden behind, right in front of his own cage now. Here's Warden's headman pass, and Peter McLean has it. McLean in behind the net. Puck comes in the corner, picked up in front. Here's a shot, knocked down. The puck back to the blue line. Scott's a big shot. Deflected right in front. They shoot. No, it goes wide. Now the puck picked up by Frigo, and he's going to ice it. No, they waved the icing off because there's a player right in front of the puck as it went by. Now Potsdam clears it back to center ice. Denicourt taken away from him. Robbie Chilton has it. Chilton's headman pass at the blue line. Intercepted. It's back out to center ice. They jam at it. Picked up by Dowd, who backhands it back into the Potsdam zone. We're down to 8:14 left to play here. Third period. We're all tied at 3. Now the puck at center ice. Timmy Dowd with it. Dowd's upended. The puck bouncing around. Hard check thrown. Reagan goes down. The puck to the blue line. Here comes Denicourt. Denicourt shot high over the net. Goes into the corner. Back to the blue line. Warden feeds it deep again. Tommy Dion with it. Dion headmans it. Northrup upended. Denicourt picks it up, trying to center it. The puck bouncing free, and it's picked up by Northrup. Northrup starts out, trying to get by a check. He does. Here comes Northrup, one on about 6, and he just fires it deep in the Potsdam zone as Massena makes the line change. Dion at center ice with a puck now, steps across the blue line. Now he's taken out of the play by Warden. The puck comes free out to center ice. Dion picks it up again across the blue line. Trying to feed it through. Romeo follows. Trying to poke it into the corner. They tie it up. And with 7:20 left to play in the third period, we're all tied at 3.
Well, it's not nail-biting time yet, but getting close to that, Jerry. The period's half over, and it's all tied 3-3 on a goal by Potsdam's Carey.
It'll be Dave Romeo's line out there. Now we're going to see the Robbie Boak line for Potsdam. Boak out there with Dan Adams and Brian Theobald. Romeo with Hurlbut and Hart.
This is a good matchup, I think, for Massena. Massena's third line, I think, is quite a bit stronger than Potsdam's third line.
Off the faceoff. Puck bouncing. It goes out to the blue line of Massena. Bobby Page after it takes a whack at it. The puck slides ahead to Romeo. Romeo has it poke checked away. Hurlbut follows up, feeds to the Potsdam blue line. Robbie Scott. trying to sweep it ahead. Adams has it. Now the puck picked up. Here comes Hart. Hart taken out of the play at the blue line. Tommy Warden finds it, dumps it to the red line. Picked up by Boak. Boak slides it in the Massena zone. Back there is Peter McLean. McLean, headman pass goes to Hart. Hart steps by a check. Moves it ahead for Romeo. Romeo gets it. Romeo breaking in. The quick shot goes wide. Whistles all the way around the boards. They jam at it there. And the puck out to center ice. Romeo, or that's DeRushy now out on the ice, just slides it into the Potsdam zone. Picked up by Warden. Warden starts back the other way. Crosses the blue line. His shot goes wide. Frigo whacks it ahead for DeRushy. DeRushy leaves for McQuaig to Wiley. Wiley steps by a check, takes it in the corner. Wiley being bodied out of the play, trying to come up with it behind the net. McQuaig helps out. Denicourt has it. That's Richie Denicourt, and he starts back the other way for the Sandstoners. Headman pass. Here comes Emerson across the blue line. Emerson stops, gets the shot off, knocked down in front. Dion sticks it into the corner, chases it down. Here's Dion to Frigo. Frigo, headman to DeRushy. DeRushy to McQuaig. McQuaig takes it across the blue line. Here's McQuaig looking for the pass. Centers it right front. Deflected, man in the crease, I think. I think Wiley will be called for being in the crease.
Wiley might have been in the crease. The shot went right into the crease, but Wiley was right there on the edge. Right, call for a man in the crease. Face-off just outside. Potsdam blue line. Time getting down. 5:53. All ties. 3-3. Massena Potsdam in the finals.
Face-off will be outside the Potsdam zone. 3-3 tie hockey game. This has been a thriller. I think we expected this, though, didn't we, Reg?
We sure did, yep. Potsdam's been coming on. They played well. They beat OFA in the semifinals, and now they've reached the finals against Massena.
Off the face-off. Puck goes back into the Potsdam zone. Varney with it. Feeds it out to center ice. Lee Frigo. Over to Dion. Dion, headman pass to Northrup. Northrup dumps it in the Potsdam end. Varney after it there. In behind the net. Headman pass doesn't clear the zone. Northrup kicks it into the corner. Northrup has it poke checked away, trying to tie it up. It's under him, and we'll have a face-off in the Potsdam zone to the right side of goaltender Scott LeGrand.
Okay, Northrup that time couldn't control the puck, so he's using his head there. He said, well, if I can't control the puck, at least I'm going to tie it up, get the face-off in Potsdam zone, which he did.
Ron Reagan line out there. And coming back out to play defense, Kevin Blanchard. I think this is the first time we've seen him.
I don't believe he's been out before, no.
Along with Robbie Scott. So Blanchard getting out there for the first time. Face off right side, off the draw. Frigo trying to keep it in. It comes to Dowd, who's at the point, trying to feed Richards. The puck bouncing around. Reagan picks it up. He's upended, and the puck comes free. Denicourt and Dion going after it. They skate into the corner after the puck. Dion wants to tie it up. He does. And we'll have a face-off, this time in the Massena zone. With 5:17 left to play in the third period, we're all tied at 3. Buffy Richards will take the face-off against Ron Reagan. Now we're going to have a change as the McQuaig line will come out. Face-off left side. 3-3 tie hockey game off the draw. Wiley breaks out of the pack. He's got the puck. He's got DeRushy with him, 2-on-2. Here comes Wiley. Gets through. Trying to get the shot off. Trying to feed McQuaig now, and the pass broken up. LaBelle comes back to the blue line. Kept in there. Now it's out by Blanchard to center ice. Picked up by McQuaig. The drop pass goes over to Chilton. Chilton steps across the red line. Takes it across the blue line. Poked away. Reagan has it. Reagan feeding Emerson on the right side. Emerson circles back into his own end, starts to move it ahead for Carey. Carey into the Massena zone. Chilton gets a whack at it, feeds it ahead. Here comes DeRushy. He's got McQuaig with him. 2-on-2. DeRushy gets the shot off. It's wide. McQuaig the rebound, gets the backhander. That's wide in the corner. After it is DeRushy in behind the net. Trying to center it. The puck bouncing back to the blue line. Chilton takes a whack at it. Bouncing high in the air. They jam. Now Hurlbut as they change their lines. DeRushy trying to center to Hurlbut. That's intercepted. Puck goes into the corner. Robbie Scott with it. Scott and Hurlbut jam at it. Chilton picks it up, feeds it right in front of the net, and Blanchard loses it. It goes right on, and the save made by LeGrand. Now Romeo after it. Puck squirts into the crease, picked up by Emerson. Emerson starts back for Potsdam. Poke checked away from him. The puck comes free right at center ice. It's jammed to the Massena blue line. Chilton picks it up, comes back across, and fires it right on. And the save is made by LeGrand, and he is going to hold on. And we are down to 3:55 left in the third period, tied at 3.
Okay, Massena putting the pressure on Potsdam the last 3 minutes has been in the Potsdam zone, and Massena unable to get the good shot on Scott LeGrand, but if it's in the opposing end, you've got a chance to score, and they don't.
Romeo's line stays out there, and we're going to see the Rich Denicourt. Romeo against Denicourt to the left side of goalie LeGrand. Off the face-off, some movement again. Been a lot of calls for that here this afternoon.
Been a lot of calls on that face-off still in Potsdam end. All tied, 3-3.
Off the draw, puck comes in behind the net. Mike Warden with it, feeding it over on the other side to Corey Varney. Varney headmans it to center ice. Frigo is there, feeding Dion, who dumps it right back in the Potsdam zone. Varney again, feeding it back to center ice. Did Frigo keep it in? Apparently not. The offsides is called against Massena.
It'll be just outside the Potsdam blue line. Now it's down to 3:39 left in the third period, all tied.
The fans are getting their money's worth here this afternoon.
They sure are.
We're going to have to do another game after this. It's going to be tough. Right off the face-off, it goes up into the Massena bench, so they'll do it all over again. Facing it off again, the puck goes into the Potsdam zone. Now back to Frigo at his own blue line. Headman to Hart. Hart just directs it in the Potsdam zone right back out to Frigo. Frigo feeding Hurlbut. Hurlbut loses it, but Dion picks it up. Crosses the blue line. Here comes Dion, centering it right in front, and Hurlbut couldn't quite catch up. The puck goes in the corner. Potsdam now trying to pick it up. Here comes Carey. Carey, headman pass to Emerson. Emerson trying to feed Denicourt. That's broken up by Dion. Poke checked away from him. Following it up is Romeo. Romeo takes it across the blue line. Here's Romeo. Sharp angle shot goes way around behind the net. Now Dowd in there. Steps by a check. Or that's Northrop, rather. Trying to move it up along the boards. Dowd gets a piece of it. Has it poke checked away. It slides to center ice. Here comes Emerson. Emerson gets by Page. Emerson coming in. Shoot. Saved by Jeffrey. Whoa!
What was that close? As Emerson broke in, he got a little bit by Page. Page unable to keep up with the speed of Emerson, and he got the shot off. And Greg Jeffrey making probably his biggest save of the third period.
Whoa.
Right on that one. That could have been all she wrote, but Greg Jeffrey cutting down the angle, not giving too much to Emerson as he broke around Page. Face off the Massena zone. We're down to 2:45.
Reagan's line against the Buffy Richards line. Face off right side off the face off. Quick shot by Scott. Ouch! Knocked down by Northrop, and Scott steers it in the corner in behind the net. Now it's Reagan in the corner with it. Poke checked away. Buffy Richards clears to center ice. Scott has it off the boards. Back into the Potsdam zone. Scott again feeds it ahead. Picked up by Buffy Richards. Richards steps by a check, taken out of the play now. Nice play by Robbie Scott to break that one up. The puck slides back into the Massena zone. Bobby Page. 2:19 and counting. That's all we have left. Page, headman pass to Dowd. Dowd can't clear the zone. It's back into the corner. Bobby Page with it. In behind the net. Feeding it around the boards for Wiley. Potsdam making a change. Wiley can't get it out of the zone, and the puck comes in behind the net. Here's McLean off the boards for Dowd. Dowd trying to pick up the bouncing puck. Barney beats him to it and feeds it back to the Massena blue line. Robbie Chilton there. Drop pass goes to Peter McLean. Headman. Here comes McQuaig. McQuaig across the blue line. McQuaig takes it by the check. Shoots. Score! Billy McQuaig!
Oh, McQuaig in a nice rush. He came out of the box, picked up that puck in about the center red line, went all the way down, went wide on the left, came back in, beat the Potsdam defenseman. He did that all alone with 1:44 to go. Massena goes ahead, 4-3. What a game. Wow.
That was an unbelievable goal for Bill McQuaig.
Just a lot of good effort by Massena's number one center out there. Centered that first line. Billy McQuaig. Massena goes ahead, 4-3. I'm not sure if there'll be another assist on that.
I think maybe Peter McLean, Reg.
Right.
Potsdam's going to call a timeout.
Good game. Excellent game.
Well, Jerry Patterson, the Potsdam coach, in deep conversation with Rich Beaupre, the assistant coach. And, of course, they've got to decide when they're going to pull their goalie. There are a lot of things. But Reagan's line will be against McQuaig's line, and that's to nobody's
We're not surprised about that.
Off the face-off. Puck controlled by DeRushy. Trying to feed it ahead to Wiley. Warden feeds to the Massena blue line. Ahead to Dion. Dion into the Potsdam zone. Now it's Corey Varney with it. Varney ahead to Reagan. Poke checked away. Following it up is LaBelle. He dumps it deep in the Massena zone. About a minute and a half left in regulation time. Up along the boards, Wiley. Wiley can't get it out. It comes down in front. It's Peter McLean. Off the boards out to center ice. Varney, poke checked away. McLean with it. Back along the boards. Here's Varney again. Poked away. Here comes DeRushy. Oh. If this game wasn't so close, there would have been a penalty on that.
There would have been a penalty.
Now the puck comes to Dion. Dion loses to Reagan. The puck comes through. And a hard check thrown there, and McQuaig picks up the puck. Less than a minute to play. Here comes McQuaig breaking down the ice. He's going to shoot it from center ice. And Varney catches it in his chest, and he is checked by Wiley, and the face-off will come in the Potsdam zone with 46 seconds left to play in regulation.
Well, I think Massena then a little bit, I think McQuaig a little bit tired, wanted to get that puck in the Potsdam zone, which they did. Let's see, is there a timeout now?
I don't think so.
No, looks like there's a timeout, but no. Massena, Stan Moore has the players over by the bench. No timeout was called. Face-off back in the Potsdam zone to the right of Scott LeGrand. Let's see, sends the Buffy Richards line out as McQuaig was getting tired out there.
Yeah, he was. Well, he had quite an effort to score that fourth goal.
He sure did.
46 seconds left in regulation. 4-3 the score.
All right, Massena timeout. I wanted on that. I tell you, there's a coach that's been coaching a long time. He wastes time, first off, by bringing the boys over. Then the referee blows the whistle and said, okay, come on, let's get you guys down to the face-off. They get down to the face-off, and he says, timeout.
Yeah.
Stan Moore's been there before.
Yes, he has. So the face-off will be in the Potsdam zone when we come back. We might mention there'll be the award ceremony after this game. And do you realize that they had scheduled that second game for 1 o'clock?
It's 1 o'clock now.
Yeah. So now as soon as we're finished our coverage here, what we'll do is we will go back to our studios on the Massena Winthrop Road, and we will have the local news, the In Memoriam program, and Paul Harvey.
Picking up probably his biggest goal of the year right there. In this season, putting Massena ahead 4-3. Just a whale of a ball game here.
Billy McQuaig's line out, of course, for Massena.
No doubt about that.
And, of course, for Potsdam, the Reagan line. And it will be Dion and McLean, the two steady defensemen out there for Massena. Of course, that's the reason for the timeout.
Right.
Potsdam wants to get the puck out of the zone so they can pull their goaltender. Massena wants to keep the pressure on. Off the faceoff, puck goes in behind the net. We've got Denicourt, though, playing defense for Potsdam, which is a little bit of a change. Here comes Reagan, leading the rush. Reagan across the blue line. The puck picked up by Dion, trying to clear the zone. Here's a shot knocked down. It goes into the corner. 30 seconds left. Dion trying to tie the puck up. The empty net at the other end. Puck goes back to the blue line, and it's kept in nicely by Varney. Varney trying to feed it through. In behind the net, Reagan. Now McLean. The puck poked around the other way. Tommy Dion with it. Dion trying to clear the zone. And the puck's out to center ice. Here's Denicourt. 10 seconds left. Denicourt trying to cross the blue line. The puck taken away. Now Varney. Wiley clears the zone. That'll be it. Massena wins it 4-3. Thank goodness we won't be traveling next weekend, Red.
No, I don't think anybody's looking forward to traveling downstate. A good effort by Massena, really, and an excellent game by Potsdam. I don't really think Potsdam could have played much better. Potsdam had an excellent game against Massena, and I'll tell you, it was all tied up with only 1:44 when Bill McQuaig made his rush of the year, picking that puck up at center ice, went in and scored unassisted.
We're going to have the awards presentation right after this game. Massena winning it 4-3 in a pretty good hockey game. No, an excellent hockey game here at Appleton Arena in Canton. So the awards presentation, Potsdam, of course, will get the trophy.
Dowd be number 1, McQuaig number 2, and Tommy Dion really played steady back on defense. Be number 3 star for Massena.
Let's see. That's Don Clark, I believe, the Section 10 hockey chairman, who's making the announcements. And Mr. Jim Michelson will
also on behalf of
see if we can pick this up.
all 25 schools in Section 10 and all NAC schools, hockey schools, I want to congratulate both teams for an exceptional game, and I hope that the fans will join me in giving these kids an outstanding talent. And also, we've got a fine staff of coaches that are doing a super job throughout the season. I'd like to give them a round of applause also. because without their help, we wouldn't be here. And I hope that you, the fans, stay with us during the regionals and go with us right down to the states and support each one of these teams. We have home ice this year, and we have the best hockey in the state, and we want to prove it. And hopefully you see that. Okay, I'd like to turn it back to Jim Kelly to give the All Northerns and sectional and league awards.
Okay, first of all, we have the Division A league trophy. Okay, now they're going to give Massena the Division A league trophy as Captains Buffy Richards and Mark DeRushy come out to accept that trophy for the Massena Red Raiders. And that is, I believe, the regular season league trophy, or is that for the playoffs?
I'm not sure which one he's giving. It's the sectional or a league trophy. I'm not positive which one he's giving out.
Well, we should find out now. Okay, that was the league trophy they just got. They're going to get the sectional trophy right now. And the Raiders pick up another sectional crown. And this year, just like the last time they played Potsdam, it wasn't easy.
No, sir, it wasn't easy at all. Massena had all they wanted out there against Potsdam today, Jared. I don't think Massena would want to play them again.
No.
No way.
They may have to.
It could happen.
Yes, it
could. All right, if they play them, they'd rather play in Glens Falls sometime. I meant in the northern section. No, I don't think they mind playing them against Glens Falls. I wouldn't mind seeing that myself down in Glens Falls on the Massena Potsdam game.
We kind of can't lose,
well.
then. Okay. Okay, these are the All Northerns. These are the honorable mentions. Jerry Sawyer of Ogdensburg, Chris Wiley of Massena, Rich Denicourt of Potsdam, defense Scott Madison of Ogdensburg, and Tom Warden of Potsdam, and the goalie Scott LeGrand of Potsdam. Those are the honorable mentions in the NAC. So goaltender Scott LeGrand gets the honorable mention, and Chris Wiley of Massena, and Rich Denicourt of Potsdam, although Denicourt had one heck of a game here for Potsdam. He had a couple of goals. And Tommy Warden, also of Potsdam, one of the honorable mentioned defensemen, Scott Madison of OFA and Jerry Sawyer of OFA. Now the second team. Thad Janalt of OFA, Chris Wells of Canton, and Chad Emerson of Potsdam. On defense, Bill Duskus of Canton, Peter McLean of Massena. Glad to see that. And the goalie is Craig Stancliffe of Lake Placid. So Peter McLean, boy, I'll tell you, he has come along this year, hasn't he?
He sure has. He deserves it as well as anybody. First part of the season, he was just another defenseman out there, but every game he just got better, and the last two games he's played super.
You notice who Stan Moore had out there at the end of the game.
That's right.
Yeah, Pete McLean and Tommy Dion.
Yep.
I guess there's not too much question as to who the first team is going to be.
Not really.
Reg.
No.
All you have to
if you
do
watched NAC hockey at all, it wasn't too hard this year to pick.
No.
Some years it's a little difficult to pick, but not this year.
Yeah.
We have two cars that have to move right away. License plate numbers are 605 and 92644.
And we'll have our first team awards in just a moment here.
They have to be moved right away as a code. Again, the license numbers are
Now somebody parked in the wrong spot, apparently. Is that yours, Red?
No, not mine.
Forwards. Mark DeRushy of Massena.
That's not unexpected. Mark is the leading scorer.
Ron Reagan of Potsdam.
Right. We're all here.
Bill McQuaig of Massena. Tommy Dion. That's obvious.
Yeah.
And Jeff Golden of Ogdensburg. Stu Mitchell, the all-tournament first-team goaltender. I think we better explain why the Massena goalies have not been recognized, and that's because neither of them played enough. They have to play 9.5 games, and I think Murphy had 9.3 something, so he missed it by just a little. And Jeffrey, 9 point something, but not enough.
Well, they more or less split the season.
Yeah, that's why, and that's the reason why, because they were 1-2 either way in the stats. Now, we have one player left to name, the outstanding player. The number one, Ron Reagan of Potsdam. The outstanding player in NAC Division I.
I'm not surprised at that, really. Reagan's a good hockey player. Really, Potsdam didn't really do much today except when he was out there. Their second or third line didn't really do too much. When Reagan was out there, things happened. And he's an excellent player.
Okay, here's the best goal against average.
The best goal against average, Division A, and it goes to Scott LeGrand.
Scott LeGrand of Potsdam. And again, he is actually third behind the two Massena goaltenders, but they did not have enough games in. And that was the difference right there.
Our final award today for Division A is the most outstanding player. Again, this is given by
The most outstanding player? That's from the officials. Ron Reagan winning that one too.
That's got to be a new award. I don't remember.
No, this is the old award. The other award is from WPDM.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But the outcome is the same, Ronnie Reagan. This second award is from the Officials Association. And that, I think, is about it, Reg. But we have